Alrighty, hey guys, it is Mitch Games 24/7 here today with another video for you guys, and today we're going to be talking about why I switched to keyboard and mouse. But before we get into that, I'm going to give you guys some background information as to why I really switched to it. So first off, let's start off with, well, the background info. And I used to play controller for a very long time. I've been playing controller for all of my life, and I was introduced to online gaming with Call of Duty here in the gameplay here. I was fairly good at it. Granted, the footage you're watching is almost 5 years old at the time, and I have improved pretty dramatically since then. Just not enough to the point where I'm actually satisfied, though. As you can see, there's some room for improvement, but I just want to say that I used to play Halo on the school computers every chance I got, and ended up becoming pretty decent at keyboard and mouse. And I felt that that's what I've always felt that that's what I should be using. Again, this was a few years ago that I was playing Halo. It was back when I was in high school, so it's been a few years since then, but I was pretty, good. I would say that I had a better aim on keyboard and mouse on Halo than I did there in those clips. So I felt that if I wanted to improve, that was the way to go about it. I've just never been confident enough to actually make the fully fledged switch, and I didn't have a computer at the time. There was so much went into it. Now I'm lucky enough to have a computer, obviously, which is absolutely dope. So Fortnite's what's big at the moment, and that's what everybody is playing, and I'm playing it, and we're all enjoying it. However, Fortnite is something, admittedly, that I'm not really the best at. I'm really not. Even more so now that I'm learning keyboard and mouse. Like, right now, I'm just completely trash. I'll show some clips. You'll be watching keyboard and mouse gameplay throughout the video, and it's not going to be the best, but whatever. It illustrates my point. However, you know, I knew that I'd hit my skill cap on controller. Like, I was playing on controller, and I just knew that this was it. I wasn't really going to get much better than what I was currently already at. I had some unique binds that obviously helped me out a lot. But even then, I was still struggling against computer players, and that's just all there is to it. And my skill cap wasn't even that high at all either. It was, if I were to put myself in any skill cap, I'd probably put myself at the very bottom of Champions Division. And that's being nice to myself. That is honestly being nice to myself. My biggest issue was my building and my editing. Building is 100 times easier on keyboard and mouse, especially with the mouse to use for movement instead of the analog sticks. You can kind of just direct where you're going a lot easier. The same with aiming. I'm just not all there yet with it, but I'm sure that'll change in time. However, the reason I actually switched was really, really simple. And it's not only just because the keyboard and mouse compared to a controller is, well, obviously the better way to go, personally. It's the fact that keyboard and mouse, you have a disgustingly fast edit trick, basically, that you can do with the mouse. It's absolutely insane, and that is the primary reason that I switched, just because of that one simple trick that I'm going to be getting into. Now obviously those edits might not be too impressive to some other great players out there, but honestly for somebody like me who's only just started to switch to keyboard and mouse, these edits are life-saving, honestly. The speed that they are compared to what I was on controller is absolutely insane. I'm literally 10 times faster at editing now, and there is limitless potential here to improve because it is essentially an instant reset. It's faster than any other keybind that you can actually do, and it is legitimately disgusting how unfair it is to controller players. Controller players have L2 spam. We have this. We have mouse wheel reset. This is what PC players can do to obviously have an advantage over controller players right there. This reason alone is why you should switch to keyboard and mouse. Honestly, as long as you can learn to aim and all of that stuff, which I'm still getting the hang of, you're going to become a lot better of a player, and that's just absolute facts right there. Now let's actually just jump into how we're actually going to get these binds exactly, because they are actually quite tricky to get. Okay, so here we are on Fortnite, and we're going to go through the mouse wheel reset and how you can actually bind this to your settings, because it's actually quite complicated and I struggled with it a lot. So, If we come over to here, these are actually my settings here. So, obviously, fairly normal stuff, you know, C to crouch, WASD, all that jazz, blah, 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 blah. Now, you don't really actually have to change too much. And if we come down here, this is where it's all done. So, just to, like, make sure we've got everything right. Obviously, select building edit is left, and then reset building edit is mouse wheel down. So, that I personally have down. You can mouse wheel up if you want to do that. But I personally just have it as down. It's what I'm more comfortable with. I then also choose Q to be my building edit. Now, it doesn't actually matter what button you do, provided that just has to be in the first slot there. So, obviously, you could have X to you could have X as your building edit, you could have left shift as your building edit, you could have whatever you want. I just use Q, it's what I'm comfortable with, it's what I personally use. Then, in your secondary slot, all you need to do is just have mouse wheel down or mouse wheel up, whatever you're wanting to scroll the mouse wheel in whatever direction. And right there, that's all you need to do right there. I know that I said it was complicated, but I've made it as simple as possible here because it actually did take me about 30 minutes to kind of get this down pat. Maybe I'm just an idiot, but that right there is actually how you set it. Once you've done that, you can go into the game and then obviously test it out and it should work. Okay, now that you know how to mouse wheel edit, I'm just going to give you guys some final tricks to staying committed and what I need to tell you basically about all of this. So, essentially, I just want to say that some controller players out there have seen a couple of videos of being insanely quick to edit, and obviously there is going to be cases where people are just going to be better and faster than you. The best thing you can do is honestly just practice. Practice makes perfect. Obviously with this mouse wheel reset, it is a massive advantage, however, because with controller players, what they don't have is the ability to just press one button and have it all do the hard work for you, essentially. Because of this, it actually means that you have to have less muscle memory, which makes it easier to learn, and you can obviously use the rest of that muscle memory to go towards other things and improve there. Now, obviously, that's a massive advantage. Controller players are a little bit disadvantaged there. Just because they are disadvantaged doesn't mean that they can't outgun you, they can't beat you in a fight. Just remember that, that's very important to remember. Now, again, the final tricks that I would have to staying committed to all of this is buy a nice keyboard and mouse, because if you buy a nice keyboard and mouse, you're not going to want to just have it go to waste and not use it. This is essentially what I did. I already had a keyboard and mouse perfectly. I haven't upgraded mouses yet. I am looking to do that soon. I'm actually not sure what I'm going to go to. I currently have a Razer Death Adder. It has 2 buttons on it. I'd like to change to something else. Whether it has more buttons or not doesn't really bother me. I just want a new mouse because I've had this one for a few years now. I did, however, end up upgrading my keyboard, and it is much better. It's much smaller as well. I prefer a smaller keyboard over the larger ones. I did have a Corsair Strafe. It was massive, it was huge, it had a lot of buttons on it, but I don't actually need those buttons. Because of such, I've actually upgraded myself to a Ducky keyboard, and the specific one that I have is a Ducky Maya Pro Panda Mini mechanical keyboard, and that has cherry silver switches in it. I don't really know too much about switches, but from what I've gathered from it, the cherry silver has a faster input time, and it just sounds a lot quieter than other switches that I've noticed, because I used to have cherry red, and silver sounds a lot better. Another good thing about this keyboard as well is the fact that it's actually on special right now. If you're in Australia like me, you'll actually be able to get this off PCK Scan. You'll be able to snag it for $179. Now, I know that's a lot of money. It's a truckload of money, and it hurt my bank account when I bought it. But I actually bought it for $230 because it was actually more expensive at the time. So it's actually on sale right now. It's $50 cheaper than usual. If you have the spare pocket change and you want to switch a keyboard and mouse, I cannot recommend this keyboard enough. They're not paying me to say any of that stuff, but honestly, I wish they were. It's a fantastic keyboard. I would honestly recommend it. It's cool. It's got a cool aesthetic to it. And it does come with a mouse pad as well. A long one, mind you, as well. It's almost 1 meter long. It's got a lot of space. You're going to need a good mouse pad as well. And yeah, it comes with that completely free of charge. And it's really dope looking as well. But with that being said, guys, if you guys did go on to enjoy this video, be sure to slap a like on it, subscribe. I would appreciate that. We're coming up on 153,000 subscribers, which is absolutely dope. If you guys want to use my supporter creator code, once again, it is code MidShow. I just got it changed, so I've got barely anybody using my code. If you want to use it, buy something in the item shop or whatnot, it'd mean the world to me, honestly, and it'd help me out a lot. But anyways, guys, that's going to conclude it for today's video. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in another video.